Alright, the first cheap and easy home maintenance tip to save you money is to flush your water heater annually. This involves connecting a hose to the drain valve to drain out all the water and sediment that builds up. This prevents future clogs, extends the life of your water heater, and improves heating efficiency. Also, if your water heater is making a lot of noise, this will help because most of the time that's connected to having too much sediment built up. The DIY cost for this is free as long as you have a hose, and if you wanted a plumber or handyman to come out and do it for you, it will cost around $100. The second tip to save money is having your HVAC system serviced annually. This is when a technician comes out to inspect and clean your HVAC system. They clean all the different coils and parts of the unit, then run tests to ensure it's running efficiently. At the end, they'll remind you to change your air filters and give you an update on how everything looks. The purpose of this is to catch problems before they turn into expensive repairs, improve energy efficiency, and extend the life of your unit. The cost to have this done is about $75 to $150 per visit, and it's recommended to do this every 6 months to a year. All right, I bet very few of you have ever done this third tip. It's testing your sump pump. So if you don't know, a sump pump is a pit in your basement or crawl space that helps prevent water buildup and flooding. When water fills to a certain level of the pit, a float switch activates the pump to push water through a pipe that usually drains to the outside of the home. So to test it, you can just take a bucket of water and dump it in the pit to make sure it turns on and works correctly. Listen for any issues like the pump struggling, vibrating, or making any strange noises. If it cuts on properly, ensure the water drains out completely and runs away from the foundation. When you're done, clear out any debris in the sump pit and in the drain pipe. If you do this once a year, it's good to do it after it's really cold in case any water in the pipe is frozen. The purpose of this is to catch any issues before you actually need it. Because if your sump pump is clogged or doesn't turn on and your basement floods, you'll have a whole list of damages to fix. The cost of this is free if you're willing to go down in your crawl space or basement, but if not, you can hire a handyman to do this for $75 to $100 just to come out. Obviously, for a lot of these costs, if a handyman is already there doing a list of items, then it'll be much less for this one task. But this is around how much if you wanted them to come out just for this. Now, the fourth tip is super easy and can really save you a lot of money. It's checking the toilets for leaks. You can do this by dropping a few drops of food coloring in the tank of the toilet. Then after 30 minutes, check and see if the water color has changed in the bowl. If it has, then that means the flapper is leaking. The flapper is a part in the bottom of the tank that opens up when it's flushed to allow water to run through. If this piece wears out and allows water to leak through constantly, the fill valve will keep refilling the tank when the water drops below a certain level. This can unnecessarily use up to 200 gallons of water a day and increase your water bill by $50 to $75 each month. So of course the purpose is to prevent that, and the cost is minimal. Even if you have to replace the flapper, they're less than $10. Number 5 is cleaning your dryer vent annually. To do this, you just need to unplug and move the dryer, then disconnect the dryer vent from the wall and vacuum out both parts. The hose still attached to the dryer and the vent still in the wall. Then go outside and do the same thing to the dryer vent exit. Make sure to use the vacuum's longest attachment and reach back as far as you can into the vent. If you need to, you can also use a long, soft bristle brush to get off lint from the sides of the hose, or you can use a leaf blower to blow the lint out of the exit vent. So the main purpose of this is to prevent house fires. Lint buildup is connected to roughly 15,000 house fires in the US annually. But aside from that, regular cleaning also helps your dryer run more efficiently and extends its useful life. The DIY cost for this is also minimal as long as you have these things we talked about. And for professional cleaning, it usually costs about $100 to $200. The sixth home maintenance tip is checking your water pressure. This involves getting a water pressure gauge and attaching it to your outdoor spigot to test the static water pressure. When you test this, make sure no other water is running in your house other than the spigot. The ideal PSI is between 40 and 60. If it's below 40, that could indicate a leak or clog. And anything above 80 is considered too high, meaning it could cause ruptured pipes and damage to appliances and faucets. If your PSI is reading too high, you can have a plumber come out and install a pressure reducing valve to your main water line. So the purpose of testing your water pressure is to catch any plumbing issues before they cause any damage under the house, to the pipes, or to any of the appliances. And the cost for a water pressure gauge is about $10. Now maybe you're watching this video before a weekend full of to-do list tasks or before your handyman stops by. So if you're looking for more cheap and easy home projects to save you money, you can watch this video here. And if you need help buying, selling, or investing in real estate, all my contact information is in the description.